Well, we find Rogers in excellent mood after Swindon's fine victory at Barrow, and any victory in Cumbria can only be celebrated by Rogers in one appropriate manner, and that is with the consumption of as much Kendal mint cake as he can possibly find. If you look carefully, you will see this is Wilson's mint cake, and it's Wilson's brown mint cake. Therefore, we give you a Wilson Brown, part of Swindon's defence that helped earn that 3-1 victory. That has put them right up among the very early promotion pace setters. What do we enjoy and what do we make of this display? We see again Swindon's considerable squad depth that they now have, even before the inclusion of the two loanees from Bristol City. And I think overall we just saw the kind of energy and industry that Rogers approves of, as well as the quality come out there. There was a real contrast in that first half in the way that Swindon harassed their opponents off the ball, and Barrow, more fearful and more inert, stood off and allowed Swindon to play and progress, getting their opening goal through Drine, and the second goal with Oldacre feeding in Glatzel, but ultimately put the game beyond our Cumbrian friends. They're, of course, the only Cumbrian team in the Football League, which has just been underlined by seeing the poor unfortunate Truro Kitman still making his way back from their defeat at Carlisle. But all in all, that felt a slightly nervous period in the second half. It saw an excellent Ripley save, really pretty accomplished again, and a clear distance, it felt like, between a side who likely to sit in the middle of the table perhaps in Barrow, and hopefully from Swindon's perspective a side who can feel they have promotion aspirations, really. So just largely clinical and efficient. That second half bump in the road, well, you can't entirely expect, I think, a team to come away from home and dominate their opponents for 90 minutes, but really very solid, very secure. And Phil Mbete again has gone from a player who looked somewhat nervous and somewhat towards the more Bambi end of the raw and nervous scale to an accomplished central defender, it feels like, from recent performances in double quick time, while Aaron Driner has found, for the time being at least, a lethal streak in front of goal. And were he not to find that lethal streak in front of goal in the way that Rogers can dispatch a mint cake at barely the drop of a hat, then we know that Swindon have the options to replace him. But all in all, just a very solid day's work indeed for Swindon, rather belying the Rogers ratings that said this one could be close.